Well, good afternoon. My name is Zenobia Harris. I'm the CEO for the Kent Chamber. And so on behalf of myself, the board, and my staff, we'd like to welcome you to our 2020 State of the Chamber. Before we get started with the presentation, I do want to take some time to recognize the individuals who support the Chamber by being on the board. So if you are a board member, can you please stand and be recognized with a loud applause? Thank you very much to our board. So the board kind of puts together the strategic plan, and then there's the folks that actually implement that plan and put it together. So if you are on a committee, whether that's finance, ambassador committee, events committee, can you also please stand and be recognized, as we appreciate you for implementing everything that the board puts together. Thank you. And then I Love Kent. So every single luncheon is recorded and it's hosted on I Love Kent website, and it is also on the blog, and it's also on the Kent Chamber website. So thank you very much to I Love Kent for recording these for us, so that if you can send it to a member that wasn't able to make it, or if there's information that you want to see again, you're always welcome to watch that. And then, are there any elected officials in the room today? Okay. All right, and then last but not least, we just want to thank Green River College. Green River hosted this for us, and they were able to compass this room, and we really appreciate that. And then one of my favorite restaurants here in the city of Kent, Paulo's, was able to come in and do catering, so thank you very much for that as well. Okay, so I'm going to do something that I do at every of our meetings, the start of our meetings. My boss at the University of Phoenix taught me this, and I think it's something over the last 9 years that I've done with my team. The start of every meeting, we read the mission and the vision of the organization. By reading the mission and the vision of the organization, we can make sure that our conversation is aligned to what we are talking about. If what we are talking about or what we're trying to implement is not aligned with the mission and the vision, then we may be on the wrong track. So, just so you guys know, so our mission at the Chamber represents and protects your business by working hard to support every aspect of doing business in the Kent Valley. The Kent Chamber is the voice in the ears of the community, responsive to its ever-changing needs and concerns. We pride ourselves in bringing the business community together in a dynamic and profitable way. So again, every meeting we read over the mission and vision. So today, what's the agenda today? Why are you all here? I think it's your New Year's resolution to come to Chamber luncheon, so I appreciate the 76 folks that are in the room today. But today we're going to talk a little bit about me, get to know me. We do have some new members. We have some members that recently rejoined the Chamber, so just want to give you a little insight of who I am. We will also meet the Chamber staff. The staff is completely new. We will also introduce our 2020 president for this upcoming year. There'll be an overview of what we accomplished in 2019, some of your member benefits. We're definitely going to recognize our investors. Then we're going to talk about our 2020 legislative agenda and also some of the new programming that you will see come out. And then, of course, as always with me, there will be a call to action for everyone in the room. So we're going to start with me. So I started with the Chamber in April of 2019. Prior to working here at the Chamber, I was at the University of Phoenix. I started off as an advisor and worked my way up to operations manager, and I was responsible for the operations of the 4 campuses here in Washington State. I'm also currently the president for the Pacific Northwest Diversity Council. Diversity and inclusion and equity is a high priority for me, whether that's me leading in the workplace or me leading in the community. I take pride in diversity and inclusion and getting the word out about it. I am also the chair for the Human Services Commission here for the City of Kent. Actually, that was officially, I have to give that over this month, but so I spent the last year being the chair for the Human Services Commission. Human Services is near and dear to my heart. When I am not working at a job, I am volunteering, and I'm also helping enhance the Human Services Committee here in the City of Kent. I do hold an undergraduate degree in business, and I also have a master's degree in public administration, so this is really my passion. The job that I'm in now, I'm able to use the education that I have to be successful. And I am a serial entrepreneur. I did not list all of the businesses that I've had or am currently doing, but these are some. I'm a licensed real estate broker. My license hangs at Newberry Realty when it's not on hold. I have a project management company, A to Z Project Management, where I go in and I do speaking on diversity and inclusion, and I also do event planning. And then I also have a notary service. It's A to Z Notary Services, so I'm a signing agent, so I sign car loans and home loans, refinances, and so on and so forth. And my business, A to Z Notary Services, is an actual chamber member. My passions are human services, dance, camping, and family. I am always doing one of those things. If I'm lucky, I can do them all at the same time. And then my motto is, I lead by example and I get my hands dirty. I am never going to ask anyone that I work with or partner with or collaborate with to do something that I'm not willing to do. That's just me, who I am as a person, and I like getting my hands dirty. So my favorite quote, this is something that I kind of, I guess, would say I live by, and it's a quote by Maya Angelou. It is, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. And that is Zenobia pretty much in a nutshell. I've spent the last few months trying to go out and meet the members. I am serious about that. I am like beating the streets, meeting people. If I haven't had a chance to come over to your office or we haven't had a one-on-one, it's coming. And if you want it to come faster, you call me and we'll set it up. Good? So, any questions? No? Awesome. So next I'd like to have my staff come up. As I mentioned before, I started in April of 2019, and everyone I'm going to introduce either started in April right along with me or shortly thereafter. So we have our office administrator, Mindy Andrews. Mindy, can you please come up? We have Araya Harley, our communications and events manager, and Jerica B., our office coordinator. If you can give these ladies a round of applause. And then, oh, perfect, there you go. And so we also have an intern, Miss Barbara is just coming in on the festival last maybe 2 months or so. But this staff, I get a lot of pats on the back and I get a lot of accolades in the community and people like, you're doing great, things are going good. And I say it as many times as possible, but it's really this team of ladies that make that happen. If any of the communication that you're receiving, it's all coming from these ladies, getting everybody on track, getting their website. Literally, we just kind of sit down, go over the vision of what I need, and they actually make it happen. So again, round of applause for the new chamber staff. Okay, so before I go on and introduce our 2020 president, I would like to just take a moment to say thank you to our outgoing president. She wasn't able to make it today. It was April Starosa. And April was the president during a very, I guess, trying time. There was a lot of transition that happened at that time. And she had a lot of things going on in her life, but she still made the chamber a priority. Not only did she hire me, but she was in there on a weekly basis, making sure that the chamber stayed afloat, made sure that you were getting some sort of return on your investment. So if you ever run into or you know her personally, please take a minute just to say thank you to April Starosa. I think she's an absolutely wonderful individual, and sad that she couldn't make it today. So without further ado, I will present you with our 2020 incoming president, Cindy Cameron.
Is this too loud? Is this too loud? Or does it work?
We can hear you.
Perfect. You can hear me. Okay. Okay, good. So thanks so much for coming to January's luncheon. I remember when I first started coming to the chamber, it was to grow my business, which I'm sure is why you guys are all here as well. But the January luncheon was always the luncheon that was one of the most well attended, and I think today is an example of that. But I would encourage you guys, please keep coming to the lunches, come to events as you can. We all get busy, but that's where you're going to see the return on your investment. You're not going to get a return on your investment if you are not around. We also are here to support you 100%. Zenobia is fabulous. She's an entrepreneur. She knows how to help you, but the chamber wouldn't be here without you guys, and that's why it's important for us to know that we are giving some value back to you. So if Zenobia is unavailable or someone in the staff is unavailable, you can always reach out to me. Zenobia and everybody will have my email address. I have some cards. If you guys need them, reach out to me because I do want to be there for you as well. So my grandma once gave me a hint, and she told me, she goes, "You never ask a lady her age." Okay, right? Have you guys heard that before? Well, I'm pretty sure that by these 3 points, you guys know I'm old. So let's start out with, I've been with the chamber for at least 10 years. I've been a member of the chamber for 10 years. I started out not knowing anything about the chamber, not knowing anybody. I just started getting involved. And again, that's what I would encourage you guys to do. This is my second time as president. I was president in 2018, and then April took over after that for me. I would encourage you guys, if you guys are on committees, think about joining the board and maybe potentially becoming a president. It is extremely rewarding. And you'll be lucky to work with Zenobia. I was lucky enough to be a part of the hiring process for Zenobia, and I'm telling you, we had some very qualified candidates. But Zenobia by far impressed everybody on the board, and it was unanimous when we decided to hire Zenobia. So get involved, get to know her, but that's why I agreed to take it on, was because of Zenobia. So. Can we go back one? Yeah. So, and then I have been in the mortgage business since 1999, and some of you may not have even been born at that point, but yeah. So, yes, I am old. Yes? Okay. So, every single month we look at what our membership is. Currently, our retention rate is 82.86%. And if you talk to anybody in sales, that's a fabulous retention rate. Everybody wants to have something like that that's that high. So that tells you that people are coming back to us. Our current membership is 403, which is very high if you look at our competitors, or I should say our teammates in other cities. Other chambers are, with the exception of Seattle maybe. New members, is this for 2019? 64?
Correct.
Okay. So for 2019, 64. Let's make that higher this year. We depend on your referrals. Okay, sorry.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our social media outreach, so I'll go back real quick. So that was your personal network. And really what that means is there are 403 members in this network that you can connect with, that you can do business with. And so the directory is coming out here next month, so you'll be able to see who those folks are. And I like to kind of keep it, keep the money in the family, use your referrals, use the people in your network. So as far as our social media reach, we've done some research over the last year. The social media, we've kind of taken it to the next level. So we have over 1,600 followers on the different platforms, which is almost double than when I started. And then we've had 16,000 engagements on our Facebook, LinkedIn account. So we are able to take the communication piece to a next level using social media. If you have a business, it doesn't matter what your service or your product is, social media is very important, and so we are working our way with making an impact in the social media place. So if you want to do any advertising or anything like that, social media with the chamber happens to be very active at this time. Events. All right, you guys, this is again where you guys can get really involved, meet other people, network with people so that you can grow your business. We have 2,800 plus attendees, and obviously that's throughout all of the different events. But that's a great attendance. We have something for everybody is our goal. Networking, luncheons, ribbon cuttings. Go out there and meet your new neighbors and your new businesses with the ribbon cuttings. That's amazing. Of course, the gala, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's always the most fun. We threw Zenobia into the gala last year. It was her first event. It was the first thing she got to do for us, and she put on an amazing gala for us. So let's see what we can do in 2020, where the vision, what is it? What's our vision, what's our statement? It's just the 2020 vision, and okay. Weatherly Inn, who is supporting that. They're the presenting sponsor. And the gala, just in case you want to know, is the 15th of May at the same location, so there's more information to come on that. And then our business expo.
We do have 80 events, and you can go onto our website to look at all those different events. You can see every single month. You also can sign up to tell us that you're going to be there. We highly encourage you to tell us you're going to be there and register, please. It really helps out our staff. All right, so our event schedule. We have a Member 101. So for those of you who haven't come to events for a while or are new, we have a monthly Member 101. It's the first Monday of every month, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then another one at 4 to 5, is that right?
No, we just rotate, so January would be 8, no, January was in the evening. Yeah, January was in the evening, so February would be in the morning, and it goes back and forth.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Membership luncheon, monthly. It's going to be the first Thursday from 11:30 to 1. We do rotate locations, and that is so that we can share the love with more than just one member. Pop-up happy hour, that's something that's somewhat new and has been extremely successful. So make sure you're making it out to that. Come out, have a beverage, an appetizer, and meet some of your fellow members. And that is the third Tuesday from 4 to 6.
Can I say something about the pop-up?
Totally.
So my first pop-up was at Mama Stortini's, and there were 3 people at Mama Stortini's for that pop-up, and then we just had one maybe 2 months ago. We had like 25 people there. So things are picking up. So that was my very first event was the pop-up with just 3 wonderful people. We had a really great time. Drinking wine and eating pasta, but so it is picking up. So these are really good events where you can come out and network with folks and find out information of what's going on with the chamber.
And it's really nice because it's not an organized platform, so a little bit more flexibility and a little easier to show up if you have to a little bit late or leave a little bit early if you have to. Workshop, that is monthly. That's going to be the first or second Tuesday from 11:30 or 2. That's a little bit of a newer event, so Zenobia, can you help fill in the blanks on what that's about?
Of course, so the workshops, so we had a retreat in October, and some of the workshops that were requested were QuickBooks, hiring, firing, some of the policies that are changing related to either ADA or sick pay, all of those things. So the chamber will be hosting monthly workshops, so if you have an idea or something here, there's a gap that needs to be filled, that's really what those workshops are for. So we have some coming up on how to create a business, how to write a business plan. Like I said, QuickBooks, some of the laws that are changing, those are the workshops that are currently on the books for now.
Thank you. And again, if you have an idea for us for a workshop, or if there's something that you want to see, please let us know. We are here to listen to you guys. Small Business Roundtable. That is going to be quarterly on the third Tuesday, and again, that's something that varies in location. I'm going to let Zenobia expand on that a little bit too.
Again, so some of the businesses, so if you're in banking, some of your issues are going to be different than if you're a nonprofit, right? So the first we're going to be starting with is our nonprofit, our human services roundtable, where all of our service providers, the fire department, police department, the city will all be involved in a conversation of what is affecting that particular group, and then each quarter may be something different. So what's affecting the banks in the area, or the small businesses, or the businesses with 10 plus employees, things like that. So it's just going to vary, and so that's why it's very important to watch your 2-minute video update newsletter. It's 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, and you'll know what's going on at the chamber.
And video is the wave of the future, I've been told.
That's what they said.
Okay, and then is our CEO roundtable. That is quarterly. That's going to be the third Tuesday at 11:30. Will the location vary again?
The location will be stagnant for the CEO roundtable because we have a sponsor for that, a local hotel that will sponsor those. So.
Okay. In the past, it's been invite only. Is that still the case?
That is the case.
Okay, so it's a smaller group, CEO, but next episode, how about the next event? That would be the gala. Annually, we kind of talked about that. Business Expo, do you want to tell us more about that?
Well, the Business Expo, we didn't have it in 2018, so we brought it back in 2019. We had about 80 businesses sign up for booths there, and from the feedback that I got, either people like to just give me compliments for no reason, or that was a really good expo, and people got clients out of that expo. And so I sent out an email to folks that had a booth, and almost half of the people who had a booth have already purchased their booth for next year. So if that doesn't tell you that something went right, we had a lot of activity on social media, over 100,000 views just on one particular event. We did some what's called boosting on Facebook. And so the Business Expo this year, we're gonna have it a little bit different. We'll have way more food where you can buy the food. It'll be a little bit more interactive. We'll have music there. Somebody likes to eat. And so the Business Expo is going to be fabulous. It probably will still be in the month of October. It probably still will be at the Showware Center because that's the only place that can probably hold that many people. Yes, Ms. Suzanne?
Do you have any idea how many people attended?
I do. Where's the rate?
1,200.
1,200.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a good event.
Thank you. And that's the truth. Awesome.
So real quickly here, let's take a raise of hands as to who has gone to at least one, if not more, of these events. That's awesome. Okay, stay if you have gone to 3, if not more, of the events. Awesome. 5. Great. Okay, I would encourage you guys to go to one more this year than you did last year.
Awesome. So this is a member benefits page that's taken straight out of Member 101. Raise your hand if you've attended a Member 101. Okay, so we gotta get more people to a Member 101. It is an hour-long presentation that myself and the staff put together that goes over every aspect of you joining the Kent Chamber, down to what we do and we don't do. But this one I thought was very important. And again, this is gonna be a little interactive thing. So raise your hand if you have used your free radio advertising that you get just by joining the chamber at any level. No? Awesome. Raise your hand if you've used your 2 ads at Kent Reporter at 50% off. Heritage? Thank you. Okay. Raise your hand if you are posting your jobs for free on the Kent Chamber website. Awesome. Anyone taking any of the free diversity and inclusion workshops at the chamber? No? Okay. So,
Okay, how many of you guys knew about these events?
There you
I mean,
go.
about these benefits?
wow. So now everybody gets to raise their hand because guess what? When you sign up for your membership, these are an instant return on investment. If you are starting a new business and you don't put an ad in the paper, the Kent Covington Reporter has a very large reach. Did you hear Kent and Covington? So you're gonna get a lot of exposure and you get 50% off. All you gotta do is say, hey, I joined the chamber, we'll do what we need to do, and then voila, 50% off your first 2 ads. And then a free radio advertising. They will they will create it, they have those wonderful radio voices. They will create the ad for you, and then you can use that ad how you want. They will run it on the radio station of your choice. They have a business station, a Christian station, and a rock station. You choose which you think your audience would be listening to, and that's where they host it for you for a while. And then you can use it on your own social media networks, and that doesn't cost you anything extra, except for a little bit of time in writing what you want them to say. Okay. So good, so now you guys know if you come to a Member 101, we'll get into a little bit more detail. But if you want to sign up for any of these things, you can reach out to myself or any staff member and we'll get you all set and ready to go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So we can go back and forth. So this is our 2020 vision. We have a new team. I'm looking for new ideas. We have new members and there's new opportunity. And so in addition to everything that we just went over, the pop-ups and all of that stuff, here are some things that are coming for 2020. Believe it or not, we have we're the tourism center, right? So you can come into the chamber and you can get a pamphlet with, if you want to go hiking, or you can get a pamphlet if you need a real estate agent. We're going to have a touch screen where you walk in, you touch it. I need a real estate agent. You touch it, all of the chamber real estate agents comes up. You push a button and it goes straight to your phone. You can text it to yourself, you can email it to yourself, or you can go to our front desk and we can print it out for you. But don't do that. You can, but don't do that, right? But there will be a touchscreen in the chamber starting probably the second quarter of this year. We are going to be doing a women's summit. I think maybe more of a women's breakfast, like a 4-hour summit there. We will have I'll let you talk about that, spotlight. We're doing a Did You Know video series in partnership with the city. So this is going to be related to diversity and inclusion. This is something that I've worked with the city of Kent on. And the spotlight business, so it'll be one per quarter. The spotlight business for this first quarter is going to be a new member. It's HD Supply, and they're in Kent. And they have a wonderful diversity program. And I'm excited for you guys to be able to see that video. So that'll be coming out. So these are some of the new things that we're going to be doing. Diversity conference, hiring events, and collaborating, not with our competitors, but with our surrounding chambers, so that we can we have a lot of overlap in membership. And so it's important that we kind of collaborate together and bring you guys different events. And then we'll have the business incubator space. Anybody know what an incubator is? Like anyone familiar with WeWork spacing? Okay, so the chamber, we just did a small little remodel, and so we now have an incubator space. We have 4 stations available for rent, for small businesses, for new businesses, what have you. So if you want to get more information, just kind of be on the lookout for that. And then Cindy, I'll let you talk about the monthly business spotlight. No? No? Okay, so she called me. This is what happens, right? So she called me and was like, so at the lunches, we should start spotlighting every month at businesses. I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. Tell me more. So clearly I was supposed to do some research. But this is what I think she wants to do. It's important. I mean, we're gathering 70, 80 businesses together every month. It's important to recognize the people that are actually doing the work in the community, boots on the ground, whether it's they're hiring a diverse set of individuals, or they are educating a certain population, or they are helping with the homeless crisis, no matter what that is, right? We want to spotlight those member businesses and kind of put it out there of what you're doing. It is our job as a chamber to tell, to shine a spotlight on the businesses and what they're doing for and with the community. So that's exactly what you wanted, right?
That's exactly what I wanted, but I wanted to know your spin, so yeah that's exactly it.
And then last but not least, travel program, the chamber, we are going to Spain. Woohoo! Yes, are you going? No. Oh, okay. We're going to Spain November 9th of 2020. And so just be on the lookout for that. We'll be hosting a meeting for folks to kind of get involved there. How are we doing on time? Okay, good. All right. Any questions about those?
How long is the trip to Spain?
The trip to Spain is 8 days, 7 nights. So November 9th through November the 17th. That's a long time.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Something new we're coming out with. I did steal this with permission from the Covington Chamber.
It's that partnership
that I was talking about. We share great ideas. And they have something called Chamber or something like that, Chamber Bucks. And so we're calling it Chamber Cash. And Chamber Cash, essentially, you are rewarded as a business owner for coming to events, for hosting events, for coming to ribbon cuttings, facilitating a 101, attending a 101. And it's really to encourage people to participate, but then also, reward you for participating, because it takes time out of your day to walk away from your job. And so we're not just going to be giving out cash so you can, sit it in your drawer. This chamber cash, I think we have some samples of it. The chamber cash can be turned in and used for different things, whether that is an ad in the printed newsletter, whether that's an ad on the website. We have 2 free booths that we're giving for the Business Expo. You just have to give us $175 in cash. I figured out how long it's going to take for you to earn $175 to get that free booth. So I would encourage to see me at least 3 times at least 3 times in a row at a luncheon. That'll probably get you there the fastest. Okay, but there's paperwork probably on your table with that as well. And we're not keeping track of your chamber cash. If you're here, you're going to get your cash, and then you hold on to it. And then you just bring it back and turn it in. We don't have it. Awesome. All right. So next, I'm going to bring up our co-chair for the government affairs. I'm going to bring up Carmen Goers, I'm going to bring up Carmen Goers, and she's going to go over our 2020 legislative priorities.
So chamber cash sounds like Bible books they used to get in Sunday school, right?
Yeah, just like that.
Okay. So, yes, I'm Carmen Gordon with Heritage Bank. The session, again, is 60 days long, so we will be done by the end of March. Every Friday, Carolyn pushes out to us all the bills are kind of coming through that are relative, that are regarding our priorities. And so based on that, Zenobia and I will go through that, try to push out to you what we think you should be aware of and what's coming down the pipe so that you can track it as well for those that are interested on that side. We will have a day on the Hill, which is January 28th. We're working on scheduling with our elected officials to be in their office. And again, it's a great time to come and meet your elected officials. They really want to hear from us. They want to see us. And we go in as a group. There's generally at least 10 to 12 of us. And we just go over our priorities, let them know what our concerns are. And if there's concerns that you have, it's a time to get to know them face to face at that time as well. So we will, I'm sorry. Our priorities this year are transportation, our human infrastructure, health and safety of our communities, and economic vitality, which is regarding taxation, as well as, the streamlined sales tax is a big part of that. I keep looking at the city of Kent like, yes, I'm with you. On that side, health and safety refers to our mental health and some of issues surrounding homelessness, law enforcement, and financing of that, as well as affordable housing, as I mentioned. So really quick note, you might get an email from Zenobia or I from the Kent Chamber. Please be responsive. If there's topics or issues that are affecting your business, please let us at the Chamber and the Government Affairs Committee know so that we can kind of follow that and watch that. One of the things that has come up recently is we met with Officer Chief Padilla a few months back, and he talked about how law enforcement was responding to burglaries and things of that nature, and how some of that was impacted by how our King County Satterberg office responded to those same crimes. And so now we're working with them to understand how we can better improve some of our needs and concerns that are around those areas. So again, we're government affairs, we're here to serve, always looking for new members with great ideas, and we meet the second Thursday of the month, 8:30 to 10, but we're a lovely group.
Awesome.
Lovely, lively.
Thank you, Vernon.
And so next,
Bible books are coming.
Bible books, yes, Bible books are coming. And then so Dan Satterberg, King County Prosecutor, will be at our February 6th at our February luncheon. So if you are having any issues as it relates to safety or in your community, that would not, that'd be a good luncheon for you to attend. And of course, you can do that at kentchamber.com.
Do we know where that luncheon's going to be?
Sure.
Okay.
Where?
John Vulcan Price.
John Vulcan Price Co. See, I know nothing. I know
That's
nothing.
why
They
they
don't
have the
know.
amazing
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So John Vulcan, which is right on Central. Yeah, right on Central. So local.
All right, so we have lots of ways for you to stay involved with what's going on with the Chamber and stay connected. Social media is not my high point of information, so I'm going to tell you quickly, but if I miss anything, nobody has done it.
No.
Okay, you can see it here on the board, but obviously we have our website, kentchamber.com. Please visit that as often as you like. We have the phone number, 253-854-1770. Make a note, put it in your phone. You can email, and then of course YouTube, which I think is fairly new for us, so thank you Zenobia for getting that started. Membership at kentchamber.com. We have our LinkedIn. We have Facebook. Ooh, this is getting testy. Twitter.
Winner.
And a camera.
Instagram.
Woo, you got it, it's Google.
Instagram.
I knew that. And usually it's a G, I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, lots of different ways for you guys to stay involved. Obviously, I need to go to a social media class.
We'll host one for you.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome. So just stay connected. You have something you want to get a hold of us. These are the ways to get a hold of us and also find out what's going on at the Chamber. I do want to quickly, because events like this and all other events through the chamber, there's a lot of work that has to be done, whether it's us going up to Olympia, whether it's putting on networking events for companies or providing these free workshops. These are investors that kind of come through for us on an annual basis and contribute to the chamber at a very high level and very consistent level. So quickly, I'd like to recognize, and if you're if you are employed by any of these companies or own any of these companies, please stand. Seattle Thunderbirds, Boeing, ilovekent, City of Kent, all standing, City of Kent, Colesville RV, Amazon, Easton Arrow Sausage, Kent Covington Reporter, Salem Communications, who will do your radio for you, Tacoma Rainiers, Micron, Valley Medical, Port of Seattle, the Madison team, Roberto, Cisco, Puget Sound Energy, and Easy TV Spots and Sound Transit. Thank you very much for your We appreciate your support, and I would love to see 2 slides of that at the 2021 update. And then last but not least, committees, and I think this is my call to action to all of you. Again, I've been here about 8 or 9 months, and I've seen these committees do some really great work. I am only one person. I am a staff of 2.5. And so it takes a lot of work to get some traction and to get things done, and especially on a legislative level. And so what I'd like to do is just, again, if you come to a Chamber 101, we'll go into these a little bit more in depth. But we have a Government Affairs Committee, obviously keeping their ear to the ground on what's going on legislatively and how that's going to affect you. We have a Finance Committee who oversees the finances for the chamber, so I have these really big ideas, and then finance goes, well, you got this much to do it, so that's their job. And then we have the Workforce Education Committee. I come from a background of higher education. I believe in the power, yes, there's my education system. I believe in education and the importance of it, and if the chamber, and this is my opinion only, but if the chamber and the businesses don't understand the direct connection between connecting with the youth and how that's going to affect your business, I think we're not putting the message out there. There's a direct correlation to their success and our success. They will be our customers, they will be our clients, they'll be our coworkers, they will be something. And so we need to do what we need to do to make sure that they're educated and understand what is out there. Sometimes college isn't the direct way, and so there's manufacturing jobs and things like that you can get and have a very great livable wage and do that. And so as a chamber, I think we should make it very important that owning a business, whether you're an entrepreneur, those are also successful careers, and sometimes it does not call for an education or a higher level education. Then we have events committees. They're responsible for helping us put on the different events, and then ambassadors committee, and that's ambassadors. So every month when new members come on, the ambassadors go and visit all of those new members and make sure that they understand what's going on. So my call to you is just get involved, get active. If you need information on any of these committees, again, you can contact us in the different ways that we have available. All righty. Do we have any questions? I went too far. No? No questions? Awesome.